my neighbor is gonna cut down these flowers, so I thought maybe I'll run around a little bit and pick some before they go. I just got back and they're so pretty, so beautiful. I'm going to try to take this out and replace it with a taller piece, because this is warped, not straight, but I want it to sit on rather than hanging here. So I'm going to take this piece out and cut again. Not coming out. Then use screws. It was my fault. I forgot to check the screw bit I had, and that didn't fit that screw. It was a tiny bit smaller, so that's why I couldn't get it out, but I messed up the head basically with it, so I ended up using a plier so I could take it out eventually. So yeah, but it was my fault. Here I am placing up this piece that ended up knocking me out a couple of hours later. This was a Friday, and so I placed this panel across the side, and I realized now as I'm editing this video what went wrong, that I had my tools in the wrong side. And so I went underneath a lot. As you can see, I go in and out underneath that plank, and that was screwed there by strong big screws. And also I was wearing my hat because the knots were really annoying, and luckily it's not on video, but after this, where I screwed it, I went for lunch and then I came back and I was still working there, and I leaned down, and then when I came back up I really hit my head hard, like really hard, like it knocked me out literally. It took me a few seconds to realize what just happened. I was on the ground and I called my mom, and she told me just to go in and just rest and call your neighbors, tell your neighbors that you hurt yourself. So eventually this week I ended up calling my neighbors, asking for help twice, not only once but twice, and they came and they checked on me, and I had a mild concussion, like nausea and headaches for about 2 days, but in 3 days time I was back to myself. So yeah, the shed knocked me out. Hello, new week. It's a Monday morning. So with the location change of my woodshed, I also need to think about other factors that could alter how I build this thing, because I'm experiencing a lot of wind coming kind of from the north, and this is more on the north side, so I'm thinking this will be closed from the north side, not fully closed but more closed, because it will blow a lot of snow against it. So maybe I have an opening from the width of my shed, but that changes the height at the back. If I don't want to hurt my head all the time going in, so I might raise the back a little bit, just like 10 centimeters. So I still have about 15-degree roof pitch. That should be enough for snow to get down from here. And it's going to be a metal sheet on top, so well, we'll see. I'm going to go with that. I start changing. Done. Okay. It's gonna stay the same height. I'm not gonna bother trying to take these out. Put it back. I'm about to cut my first roof rafter. Never done this. So I'm thinking I'm using just a plank as a template. This is trickier than I thought. This bird mouth cut on the rafters are tricky for me to understand how it's done. How do you do that? So far what I tried didn't work, so I'm gonna go have lunch now and then maybe rest a little bit and try again. I just remembered I have a book. Maybe I should look it up. Maybe it's in the book. They might explain this, so that might be better. I learn better if someone is, especially with practical things like this, I can learn better when someone explains it to me and shows it right there, and I get to ask my questions and then I get instant feedback at a language I understand. Probably better if I or maybe I don't even do anything today with this, because it just feels like that my head is just spinning around and round and round. So I'm gonna go have lunch. Oh. As it turns out, I share my garden with this little hermelin. She has a nest in those bushes between my favorite birch trees, and I saw her coming back and forth with another mouse in her mouth. So cute. So I'm not gonna cut those bush down now. Hello. Another day. Yesterday, where was I? Oh yeah, was trying to figure out how to cut the roof rafters, and my neighbor came over and and he explained something to me. I don't have to do the bird mouth cut, so I can just cut the ends, so it's basically super easy. But that's so typical with me. Sometimes I just really overthink things, and I found videos that I just didn't understand, so it's so easy. Anyway, I know now what I'm gonna do, and also I need to take up the deck. So this is the deck that you've seen me a couple of times, like cutting on it and whatnot, but the foundations are not really good, so there's absolutely no point having this, and I just want to use the wood for my woodshed. So underneath the wood planks there are those, how strange, helicopter or an airplane. I hardly ever see any of these. So under my deck they have the same size of those wood planks that I want to use for my woodshed as my rafters. So I'm gonna take these up, and if I still have time I'll start cutting them. Hey. 2 more rows. It's getting a bit boring. This is almost full. Keep going. I'm hoping that I can use these stairs there, so when I come out in the morning half asleep and I forgot that I don't have a deck anymore, so hopefully I'm not coming down flying. Because that can happen easily when you're used to something and then it's not there anymore. Your brain just doesn't see it sometimes. So I have a couple of screws here, so I can remove this plank and also that, but I might need to take this one up too because it's just not enough. Well, it's okay, it's just 2 planks, 2 screws. And what's a few more screws now after 300? I only had 5 planks left to put away when the rain suddenly poured down. I did my best to cover the wood, but within seconds I was completely soaked. As quickly as it came, the rain passed and left behind a beautiful rainbow. Yay! Oh, it's raining. I'm soaked. Oh god. Jeez. Hello. Yesterday I took up the deck and it just looks like that I was just taking out screws and uh, nothing really major, but seriously I was so tired. And the rain ended it, like it came so quickly, and the forecast said it's gonna rain at 7 o'clock, not 4 in the afternoon, and I saw those massive clouds coming and I got drenched. I don't know when was the last time I got so soaked. Today I still have these foundation blocks or whatever they are to clean up and find a space to store them, because they could be useful for something later on. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm going to start cutting the roof rafters finally. I'm excited. I just hope I have the strength today, because those planks are really heavy. After the rain was gone, I managed to put them to the side of the house, but they got a little bit wet, so that's fine. Worms. I don't like anything that doesn't have legs. I know they're really good. I'm not gonna hurt them or anything. I just don't like to look at them. For my roof rafters, I needed to cut 4 boards in half, and these are 45mm thick boards, and boy, my circle saw doesn't like cutting 45mm. So I think I managed to do the first cut pretty okay, and then my battery overheated and I couldn't do anything, so I was charging the batteries all the time. And then eventually I ended up changing the depth of my cuts, and then I cut 2.5 centimeters first and then another 2 centimeters. So this way it was not overheating and it was manageable and a little bit faster, but it still took me 2 days, solid 2 days to cut the 4 boards, and I was constantly charging the batteries. And then I ended up cutting the angles in the rafters by hand because I was out of batteries, purely that's the reason. But I learned so much from these cuts, and so I understood something about my circle saw, and which is really good. So I am sure that this will be a useful knowledge for future projects. So that's where I'm going to leave you for this week's video. Thank you so much for being here. See you in the next one. Bye bye. Hej då!